tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. This place is jumping off hard as it can get. No, we won't ever stop dancing on the edge. We like it dangerous, we like to see you split. Turn up another notch, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you something. 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 Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? We have issues.
There we go, we're good.
We good? Cool. Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here. And in today's video, we have a ton of news to be going over because number one, we are seeing a major event going on Capitol Hill as a committee is being formed to talk about cryptocurrency. You know what they like to do up there in Washington. They love to sit down and talk about things for a long time. And we're going to talk about what they're talking about because they're talking about our favorite cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. And we have some news coming out of none other than George Soros because his CIO just allowed for them to begin investing in Bitcoin. I see what you did there, Smay.
That wasn't intentional, I promise you.
Good job.
Oh
nice.
my gosh.
That was
It was not intentional.
Slip of the finger.
that was solid. Okay, well guys, we are also going to be talking about Solana and we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and we're going to be doing some trade setups on all of those. We have a lot to go over today, and we have a couple of special announcements, so if you enjoyed today's stream, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I am joined, as always, by Kinda Crypto Tim. How you doing, Tim?
Doing good. I was feeling a little hokey-ish today,
Yeah?
so I, came in fully repping.
Yeah?
Not really having a reason. It's not like we're in the middle of football season or anything, and
Yeah.
there's really no major sports going on other than baseball and softball, I think, and we got knocked out of that. But you know what? Go Hokies. So that's all I got to say
Is
about that.
softball a real sport?
It is a real sport, yes.
Okay.
It is, and yes.
I wasn't sure.
Yep.
Anyway, we're also joined by Smay. How are you doing, Smay?
Before I say anything, I don't know why I can't hear myself again. Before I say anything, I would like to show. Oh, it's because my freaking.
It's not plugged in?
It's plugged in. It's just not giving a feed.
Smay is super duper muted.
I'm not muted.
Mic check.
Not muted.
Can you hear yourself? Well, we are also joined, as always, by
Well,
Smay.
You're in front of the camera.
Well, I'm trying to.
I don't need to talk. I'll just yell so you can hear
Just
me
ye-
over there.
Can we hear you, Smay?
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say that Jebb looks really good today.
Thank you. Cool.
my God.
Guys, we have so much. You guys are going crazy in chat. Dang, guys.
Looks like it's broke.
Looks like it's broke. You look like you're broke. Yeah, he's going to try and fix that. Well, guys, we have a lot to go over today. We just got an amazing shot of Tim's head in front of the camera.
My ear, actually.
Yeah, your ear.
Yeah.
Your ear just had a great old cameo.
Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah, for everybody wondering, I got brought to the mall, and I don't know what happened. I was unconscious the whole time, but I got new clothes.
Yep.
Tell me what you think. We got a lot to go over today, so we're going to go ahead and jump on into this because we have a crypto frenzy going on Capitol Hill. We can go ahead and jump onto my screen. We will talk about this. A crypto-friendly today's congressional hearing puts Bitcoin and DeFi in the hot seat. An interview with congressmen followed by a congressional hearing on crypto signal policymakers are moving to the next phase of talks about regulating cryptocurrency. Troubling comments in Congressman Bill Foster's interview with Axios, an upcoming committee hearing titled ominously, America on Fire. Will the crypto frenzy lead to financial independence and early retirement or financial ruin? Foster has historically been a champion of the cryptocurrency market. He is the co-chairman of the Congressional Blockchain Caucus and was previously supportive of the future of crypto. However, in his recent Axios interview, his tone flipped, and he went as far as to suggest that a cryptographic backdoor to allow the court the ability to view or even reverse transactions, which would be all kinds of against Bitcoin's core values and mission, vision, all of that, would be completely antithetical to what Bitcoin is. And by the way, it's completely impossible, so don't even worry about it because they can't even do that. And by the way, number one, I'm talking about the reversing transactions thing, but number two, you already can see all the transactions that have ever happened on Bitcoin, so I don't really know what he's getting at here. Anywho, is Foster's new viewpoint indicative of a greater shift in policymakers' attitude towards crypto regulation? Look, here's the thing, guys. We have seen policymakers and congresspeople and lawmakers talking about Bitcoin for the last couple of years. What we have not seen necessarily are very hardline stances on them coming out of certain people. What we have seen is a lot of people saying, oh, crypto's interesting, or oh, crypto this, or oh, crypto that. Now we're starting to get some actual serious scrutiny and attention. You know, it's kind of like if you're a villain, you want people to think you're dangerous. If you're successful, you want people to think you're wealthy. Like if you're anything, you want people to think that you are what you worked so hard to be. And right now, Bitcoin, I don't mind the government thinking that we're dangerous because it means that Bitcoin is actually a threat in their eyes, which means that they believe that Bitcoin is successful. Let me put it this way. If you walked into a $3 million home and the real estate agent takes you seriously, then that real estate agent probably thinks, oh man, this guy actually has money. Maybe he actually can buy this house. And that's affirming if you walk into that $3 million house. You're like, man, that dude believes that I'm worth $3 million. Maybe I actually can do that. If you walk into a Lamborghini dealership and they actually take you seriously, maybe it's because they think that you can afford one. Maybe you can't, maybe you can, but they think you can. So why can't you do it? I want people to think that Bitcoin is dangerous. I want people to think that Bitcoin has a threat towards the US dollar because that's exactly what it does. And the more people that believe that, perhaps the better we're doing. So there are talks going on Capitol Hill right now. I encourage you guys to keep paying attention to this. Nothing has come of this just yet, but we will be keeping you guys up to date as these stories unfold with Bill Foster and everything else going on the Hill. What are you thinking about this, Tim?
Well, I think, we talked on it yesterday, how the government is kind of in a boat where they're like pretty much saying, hey, we don't know what we're talking about. I think this news is kind of in light of what we're going to talk about a little bit later with all the bank adoption of Bitcoin. Now there's several, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but banks that you can go and invest in crypto, specifically Bitcoin. But then you also have this news of the AfroCrypt brothers over in Africa where we got massive scam. I think there's a lot of fear and unknown, which is, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt that the government is experiencing. And what is happening is because they really don't know what they're talking about and they're afraid of the unknown, that's why they want to have these discussions. So again, I agree with what you just said, Jebb, the sentiment there. What we do need to, look at is, okay, I think the statement that Bill Foster, what he was saying he wants to accomplish is pretty scary with having a back door pretty much to where they can go and undo, it would pretty much allow the court system to go and undo transactions. That is obviously the exact opposite of decentralization.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if that even could happen.
They couldn't even do that.
That just goes even further explain how much they don't understand how crypto works.
Yep.
However, the fact that that's what their desire is, when they find out that they can't, I don't think they're going to like that.
No, they're not going to take that very well at all.
No.
They're absolutely not. And that's the thing, is that you can try and fight Bitcoin all you want, but look at it like this. Have you ever played with a Chinese finger trap? The more you try and pull to get out of it, the stronger it gets. That's what we're seeing happen on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies right now. More and more people are trying to attack it, but the more people that talk about it, the more people hear about it, the more people invest in it, and the stronger the market grows, and the less power regulators have over it at all. We're moving in a direction where Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be able to have hegemony over the governments, not the other way around, which is the way that our currencies should work in the first place. Our government should not have power over our currencies. The currencies should be dictated by nothing other than supply and demand economics. That is how every major free civilization in the history of the world has had a successful economy. We have been building a society on the back of debt over the last 150 years, and it's going to catch up with us. We've been seeing the effects for the last 100 years. We've seen the deflation and the debasement of the US dollar, and it has done nothing but hurt us and every other nation that uses the US dollar. That's why El Salvador is moving in the direction of Bitcoin, and that's why you should be invested in it. With that said, we have another interesting article here that we want to touch on briefly, and I'm going to be a little bit surface level on this one. I'll let you guys do the rest of the research on this one on your own, and you'll see why. Reports suggest George Soros' investment fund is trading Bitcoin. Now, you guys know George Soros is a very controversial figure in the world. I'm not going to touch that with the 10-foot pole because I like having a YouTube channel, but I do want to break this news for you. Don Fitzpatrick, the CIO of Soros Fund Management, said that crypto was at an inflection point earlier this year, which that's exactly the terminology and timing that I was saying that as well. And he approved the trading of Bitcoin and possibly other cryptocurrencies with Soros's funds. Financial news website The Street reported that people familiar with the matter, speaking on the condition of anonymity, stated that Fitzpatrick and her team have been exploring crypto assets for some time. The latest venture is more than just kicking the tires on cryptocurrencies, it added. Soros Fund Management is a private American investment management firm that is currently structured as a family office, but formerly as a hedge fund. It is considered to be one of the most profitable firms in the U.S. with an annual return of over 20% for decades and going. There is quite a lot of money behind the Soros name. George Soros is worth something like $5 billion. I might be wrong on that number. I'll check it out here in a second and make sure. But the point is, this is a very wealthy individual with a lot of money backing him. Now, hang on before we go any farther. I want to remind you guys of what we talk about all the time here on this channel, and that's that we do not want to embark in hero worship. We do not want to embark in this failed endeavor of saying, oh, Elon Musk is buying Bitcoin, or oh, George Soros is buying Bitcoin, or oh, Michael Saylor is buying Bitcoin, and Saylor, and plant all of our hopes and dreams and desires on the backs of a few questionable men. We don't want to see Bitcoin grow because a couple of rich dudes bought it. We want to see Bitcoin grow because you and I and the rest of us bought it. However, that being said, we said it. What we do want to see is we want to see money moving into crypto. And wherever it comes from, it is in one way good. It does help to decrease the supply cap of, the circulating supply of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is being bought and taken out of circulation. When that happens, it is naturally going to drive the price up. Seeing inflows of valuation into the cryptocurrency space is a very good thing. I just want to make sure that we are not putting these celebrities and rich people on a pedestal and putting all of our hope in them rather than where it should be, and that is in Bitcoin.
I think the point to take away from this story, just forget the name. It doesn't matter what his name is.
Yep.
Somebody who has recently called Bitcoin a bubble, says they don't want to touch it whatsoever, has changed their mind and they're now looking to invest in it. That's the story. It doesn't really matter who the name is. It really is more about, hey, we are seeing Bitcoin haters turn into Bitcoin supporters, and that is what is great for Bitcoin.
Absolutely. Guys, if you were enjoying today's stream, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Let's see if we can't get to 130K today. I think we actually will be able to. And also, make sure to hit that like button if you're enjoying today's stream. It very much helps us out when you do that. We're very appreciative for everyone who has decided to tune in today. Let's see if we can't get to 500 likes here over the next couple of minutes. But I want to briefly move on to a couple of other articles, and then we're going to move on to some technical analysis. South Africa, a major name in cryptocurrency, actually. We've seen quite a bit of news coming out of South Africa over cryptocurrency in the last 3 years. Now, not that much in the last 2 months or so. I haven't heard a ton, but we are now hearing more. South Africa to accelerate crypto regulation in wake of scams, report says. A regulatory structure should be in place in 3 to 6 months. South Africa is accelerating moves to regulate crypto assets after being hit by 2 scams this year, Bloomberg reported. A regulatory structure should be in place in 3 to 6 months, Bloomberg said, citing Kuben Naidu, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, CEO of Prudential Authority, which regulates the country's banks and insurers. We are of the view that cryptocurrencies are risky, and we want to ensure that the financial sector is aware of those risks and pricing for those risks appropriately. Fair enough. In June, the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, FSCA, which regulates markets conduct, said it will start to deal with crypto assets in a phased and structured approach. That's the same month that the founders of crypto investment firm Africrypt disappeared, with an estimated $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin earlier this year. Mirror Trading International reportedly defrauded investors of more than $589 million. This is a double-edged sword. These scams in crypto. Number one, obviously they're bad because people are losing a lot of money. But number two, it's interesting. You only see piracy on the open seas in very valuable trade lanes. You know, we don't want piracy. We don't want scams. We don't want Ponzi schemes. But the fact that they do exist and the fact that they are this large is indicative of the fact that there is real value in cryptocurrency and that it's continuing to grow. We're seeing larger and larger Ponzi schemes, and we're seeing larger and larger valuations in crypto. Again, that's not to say that we support or endorse Ponzi schemes, obviously, but my point is you don't sail a pirate vessel in waters where there's no value. You sail it where there's the most value. And where is most of the internet piracy going on lately? It's going on in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency industries. And that is indicative that we're seeing a lot of growth. Now, what we are also seeing is we're seeing a lot more regulatory framework come online that hopefully will be able to help deal with some of this stuff. This is the job of regulators, not to try and manage the economy, which has never worked historically, but it is the job of the regulator to try and protect consumers from criminals such as these guys. That is the job of a regulator. What we need to see for Bitcoin to become mass adopted is regulatory clarity, certainty, and safety so that businesses and individuals alike are more willing to work in the cryptocurrency space without fear of being scammed or being ripped off. That is what we're looking for. So I don't know what these regulations are going to look like in South Africa. Again, regulation does not have to be a 4-letter word. It can be a very good thing. It's on a case-by-case basis, but we at least need to see what kind of framework we have before we can start seeing massive adoption of crypto. That's why I'm actually very excited whenever I see a government talking about regulation. We have to be very careful about what kind of regulation they're saying, such as wanting to impose a backdoor on crypto, but, you know, it's a case-by-case basis. Tim, do you have any thoughts on this?
I think... Just kind of closing out what I was even saying about the U.S. government again, I think even the reason why Congress is discussing it today is because of this news from South Africa. I think you're going to see a lot of governments, for good reason. I mean, that's the whole point, is that, you know, they do want to protect their people from these Ponzi schemes, from these scams. The only thing is, again, this is an argument that's made over and over and over again that unfortunately is probably going to fuel the fire of a couple people thinking that crypto is just a gateway to open crime in the financial market. Still has not begun to even scratch what you can do with fiat currency. So again, I think this is once they actually know what they're talking about, they'll realize, okay, this isn't actually as bad as what we are afraid it is. However, it is something we got to keep our eyes on. But the good news is because nothing is concrete yet, I don't think it has fully affected the market just yet. And we will kind of wait to see if it actually does.
I think we have an interesting comment here from Eric Browning that I think I would like you to respond to, Tim. It says, now that college athletes can build their own brand images, how much are they going to dump into crypto? Trevor Lawrence alone should inspire hundreds of them. Presumably he's talking about other athletes to do so.
No, so there is a massive movement of athletes, some that you've never heard of, some that you have, that are moving their financial thoughts into crypto. You know, we had the news, I don't even know if he's been picked up just yet, but from Sean, what's his last name? Sean Culkin, a tight end who said he was going to be taking his full salary this next year in Bitcoin. You have a lot of players taking partial. We got even the GOAT, Tom Brady, not only invested in Bitcoin, he's now, you know, the news broke yesterday. Someone said in a super chat that him and his wife were working on an NFT. So the sports world and crypto are starting to merge, so I'm very excited about that, and absolutely I think that there's going to be a lot of these college athletes who are going to be able to make money off their likeness, and I do expect us to see a good amount of them actually going the crypto route because, again, the people they're looking up to, their role models, are going that route as well. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to move on to one final article, and then we have some TA to do on Solana and Bitcoin. But if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And by the way, we have an affiliate for this channel, and it is Bybit. If you guys are trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, a fantastic place to do that is over on Bybit. It is a leverage trading platform. It is one that I highly recommend for anyone that wants to trade with or without leverage. I do encourage you to be careful with leverage. If you don't know what you're doing, it can really mess you up. You want to make sure that you are good at trading before you start using leverage, because it's not going to make you any better.
Whoa.
Had to sneeze, but it is not going to make you any better or any worse. It is only going to make you do either better or worse, depending on what you are already doing.
It's a good little section of sneezes right there.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Anywho, we're going to move on here. $6 billion NCR opens Bitcoin purchases to 650 banks and credit unions. I was trying to hold it in so that I would be able to like have him mute and pan, but it didn't work. That's okay. 650 U.S. banks will soon be able to offer Bitcoin purchases with this really annoying ad placement. We'll soon be able to offer Bitcoin purchases to an estimated 24 million total customers as part of the deal between enterprise payments giant NCR and digital asset firm NYDIG. Community banks, including North Carolina-based First Citizens Bank, and credit unions, including Bay Federal Credit Union in California, will be able to offer their clients cryptocurrency trading through mobile applications built by the payment provider. So, again, this is another major adoption story. This is another major adoption event that we're seeing in Bitcoin and crypto. And I see a lot of people tuning out of crypto right now because they're bored.
Yeah.
And frankly, crypto is kind of boring right now. You know, we're not seeing the massive rallies that we were seeing a couple of months ago. We are not seeing the massive, terrible, doom and gloom crashes that we saw 2 months ago. But what we are seeing is continued fundamental development that chugs along every single day and doesn't stop. And that's what builds long-term price action. So for everybody watching this stream, and you might be thinking, man, crypto's boring. I'm going to go watch football. Don't do that.
Well, there's no football to watch. I mean, unless you're talking about your world football. There's no American football.
That's what I meant. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, but if you're thinking about leaving and doing something else, I encourage you not to, because it is times like these where Bitcoin and crypto is boring that you have time to grow. You know, the last thing you want to do is come back to cryptocurrency when it is starting to moonshot, and that's when you start learning. You know, put it this way. If you are going to be a engineer for internet-based solutions, you would much rather study internet before the massive boom happened and be entering your career as an expert right around the time that the boom started. You want to start learning before the boom starts. You don't want to have to be learning how to do your job in the middle of the boom, because then you're going to miss out on most of it because you're trying to figure out how to take advantage of it while your opportunity is slipping away. You want to be using these times to be investing in yourself, both in your education and in your experience, and that involves trading, investing, watching YouTube channels like this, and researching every single day. That's why we encourage you guys to subscribe to this channel, because we're trying to bring you content day in, day out, and if you want to learn more about technical analysis, of which we're about to do some, check the link in the description box down below, as CT2A is available. Tim, do we have any super chats we can read before we move on?
Yeah. We'll be really quick, and then we'll jump in and do some technicals analysis. We got one from Paul Zimmer saying, "Looking good, Jebb. Fresh cut? Question mark.
Yes, sir. I got a haircut yesterday. I was
Fresh
overdue.
cut, fresh clothes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Smay.
Corey Bates said, "Hey guys, shout out to IMO, the #1 crypto channel, in my opinion."
In my opinion, yeah.
I gotta work on these. Anyway, #1 crypto channel. Please recommend any crypto docs or books. I want to know your opinion on Mt. Gox. Will this ever happen again?
Mt. Gox definitely could happen again, because that's the nature of centralized exchanges. Mt. Gox, Tim, do you know everything?
Not a clue.
Okay, Mt. Gox was the largest cryptocurrency exchange in early 2014 when it got hacked and a huge amount of Bitcoin disappeared. There's been bankruptcy filings and lawsuits and litigations and payouts and everything going on for the last 6 or 7 years in custody. I wasn't in the crypto space when Mt. Gox happened, but you look at the chart dumped like 50% the day that it actually happened. Yeah, it absolutely can happen again. Unfortunately, that's the name of the game. But as Bitcoin becomes larger and becomes more decentralized, we don't see one exchange making up like 60 or 70% of market share anymore. So hopefully we won't see that occur. The decentralized nature of a growing industry is going to help protect us from that. As far as crypto docs or books, I'm not sure what you mean by docs, but books, I can definitely recommend The Bitcoin Standard by Safadine Amos. That is a fantastic book. If you're wanting to learn technical analysis, you can check out the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. But one of the inspirations that I use for CT2A is this book right here, Technical Analysis analysis of stock trends. This is about stock markets, but you can read this book. This is a book that's kind of hard to find, so this is what it looks like. Go check it out. It is I think this is the 14th edition. This book was published almost 85 years ago, but it is a good resource if you want to learn more about technical analysis. So yeah, good question. Thank you so much, my friend.
Yeah, we got one from another one from Paul Zimmer saying, how dangerous would it be if Bitcoin got hacked? What do you think that would do to the crypto space?
If Bitcoin got hacked, it would be incredibly bad. That's why Bitcoin is unhackable. Yeah. Bitcoin cannot be hacked. The easiest way to hack Bitcoin, and it's hard to explain this sometimes because, you know, we're so used and accustomed to this idea that, oh, if it's on the internet, it can be hacked, right? That's just the way we think about it. If it's online, it can get hacked. That's not necessarily true. You see, Bitcoin only has one mechanism of changing anything on it, and that's through the mining process. If you want to update Bitcoin, send transactions, do anything, you have to mine Bitcoin because the network, which is decentralized, won't accept any changes unless you've done it that way. You're not going to get everybody to agree unless you follow the system that everybody agreed upon. So, with that in mind, the only way to hack Bitcoin is to get power over the miners. But the mining sector on Bitcoin alone is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. So getting enough power to be able to do anything like that would take the power of a literal nation state, and the only two that even have a slight chance of that would be the United States and China. And neither one of them, in my opinion, have the ability to do that either. So really, unless you shut down the whole internet and the whole power grid, there's not really any way to hack Bitcoin, thankfully.
Yeah. One more super chat, and then we'll move on to some technical analysis on Bitcoin and Solana. But we got one from Slippin' and Slappin'. Said, why would China ban Bitcoin mining and not Ethereum mining or mining as a whole? Seems like they want a reason to set up shop in other countries as data Trojan horse.
Because they're scared of China. They're scared of, they're scared of China also, but they're scared of Bitcoin, and I don't think they're scared of Ethereum. Truth be told, I thought I was... Have they not banned Ethereum mining?
I don't know that.
I don't know about that. I'll have to check into that.
I thought they did all mining.
I thought they had banned all mining, so I might be wrong, but I'll check into that. They are scared of Bitcoin. Yeah. They realize what Bitcoin can do to their populace, and they realize that a lot of the people that are using Bitcoin are starting to embrace ideals like decentralization, which is the exact antithesis of the ideals of communism, which is central authority. And they're starting to embrace this whole idea of libertarianism, which is prevalent in cryptocurrency, which is getting yourself away from the nation state and fending for yourself and, you know, taking your destiny into your own hands, which is also antithetical to communism. They are very scared of Bitcoin. That's why they banned it. It's interesting because they could have kept it in their territory and tried to use it to mount a 51% attack against Bitcoin. They didn't do that. 90% of miners in China have been shut down now, and they're all moving to America and other places in the world. But China lost the only card they had to play against Bitcoin because they were scared of it. So, you know, that's all I really have to say about it.
Yeah, I think that's good. Let's go ahead and move in because, again, so first of all, before we move, there are 1,500 people in chat. Light day, you know, again, we just talked about Bitcoin's kind of boring, but we only have 415 likes, so I know that we can get that like up. Also, I'm sure that there are several of you who have not subscribed yet. If you love this kind of information, just opinion-based pieces on what's been happening, and then what we're about to do, jumping into the technicals, giving you everything you need to know so that you can make informed trades on the day, make sure you hit the like, hit that subscribe button, check in every single day at 9:30. So, Jebb, with that, let's jump into it.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and jump on to some technical analysis. We're going to start on Bitcoin, and we're going to move on to Solana. Bitcoin down here on the hourly chart has several things that we need to be paying attention to. Namely, there is a head and shoulders pattern forming on Bitcoin right here. You can see it on the hourly chart. We have the left shoulder forming over here in around 4 o'clock on June the 28th. That was a few days ago. We have our head forming here just a couple of days ago, and our right shoulder forming right here. Remember, guys, yesterday we did some technical analysis on the chart, and I predicted that Bitcoin would fall below this support level that it was sitting at, right around $34,500. We were attempting to hold this, and Tim and I were discussing whether we were going to bounce here or not. I was of the opinion that we were going to pull down. I didn't think that we were quite done. As we showed you guys in yesterday's stream, there was a bearish 9 flash that showed up here on the TD sequential on the 29th of June, our chart for Bitcoin, and we also saw a bearish MACD cross down here, as well as we fell below the 20 hourly exponential moving average, and that resulted in a short-term downtrend. This is a tertiary downtrend to a secondary uptrend. Notice how we're uptrending here, and this is a small downtrend. We have not confirmed this tertiary downtrend is competing with this secondary downtrend, the uptrend. The only way we would do that would be by falling below $32,000. We are in a bear trap, if you will, right now, and if we don't break below about $32,000, then it's going to remain that way. However, there is possibility that we could pull all the way down to $30,000, but there's also an argument to be made that we could rally from here. So let me show you both sides. Number one, we do have this head and shoulders pattern, which indicates that we should be moving pretty far to the downside. If we measure our shoulder line, which I'm going to draw right here at $34,000, and we measure from our head to our shoulder, and we do a price target, you will see that that alone is predicting a $31,000 Bitcoin, and that is something that it would see happening. However, on the other hand, we have bullish RSI divergence with lows right here on the 27th of June and a low that was set just earlier this morning, a couple of hours ago. And we saw a downtrending level of support here on the hourly chart RSI. That means that we have divergence, we have dissonance of these technical indicators, of these chart formations, excuse me. We have we have a head and shoulders pattern indicating we're going down to 31,000. We have RSI divergence, which is indicating we're going to rally. So which one do we listen to here? That's the debate. We'll come back to that. I want to show you guys the 4-hourly chart first. The 4-hourly chart is bearish. We had a bearish cross just a couple of days ago on the 30th of June. And if we look out to the daily chart, it is actually the opposite. We have a bullish cross out here. However, I also want to point this out. On the daily chart, we rejected from the 20 daily exponential moving average, whereas on the 4-hourly chart, we also pulled below the 24-hourly exponential moving average. We are below a lot of these. So, with all that in mind, let's go to full screen. Let's discuss this. Where is Bitcoin going? We've broken below and rejected from major levels of resistance that we wanted to get above, namely the 20 exponential moving average on the 1-hour, 4-hourly, and daily chart. We've also seen that we're in a head and shoulders pattern, which points to $31,000. But we also have bullish RSI divergence that is pointing north for Bitcoin. So what gives? Which direction is Bitcoin going to go? Tim, I want to hear your thoughts. Where do you think Bitcoin is going to go? Do you have any takes?
Yeah, I mean, so it's a little bit below what I thought it would bounce off of. So again, I was of this belief that it's going to bounce back up and go back. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to bounce well above 40,000, but I was pretty sure it was heading towards 40,000 based off of the cup and handle formation we had formed back, around the 27th. However, or I guess it's like the 28th, 27th area. However, it also, I mean, this is one of the things, and I know people hate hearing this, but it could go up, it could go down, is probably the most cliche and stupid thing to say, but it is, we are in a spot right now where we honestly could go up or could go down, and I think there's a lot of things kind of wrestling there. Even with the fundamental analysis we have this news of all these banks and new access people are going to have to it, but we also have the news of Congress and the other governments looking at regulation. So we're kind of in a boat right now where, in my opinion, like Jebb just said, you got to look at the head and shoulders we just formed, which what I was going to say about the head and shoulders is rarely in this cycle have we seen head and shoulders and inverse head and shoulders play themselves out fully the way they should. They usually go in the right direction, which is, it looks like it did, but it usually has a turnaround quickly, which, again, if you look at what's happening right now, it looks like it's turning around that downward trend. And then you look at the RSI divergence. The RSI divergence has been pretty reliable, which would suggest we're probably at least going to see a small rally in the price. But fundamentals can always throw all of that way off. So I'm kind of in a boat right now where I entered a trade yesterday. It didn't do exactly what I thought it would, but I'm holding tight and I'm not gonna dip out of it just yet. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it as it is.
Yep.
So
I think that Bitcoin is doing very well, guys. Long term, Bitcoin is doing phenomenally. I don't want anyone to get concerned about it, but the fact that we're trading sideways right now can be annoying.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage anyone who is doing that, just remember, hold tight, hold fast. I got into crypto when we were at $3,000. I watched it trade sideways at $6,000 for 3 months, and then for 2 months at $3,000. And then I saw it trade sideways around $8,000 or $9,000 for 6, 7, 8 months. My entire business is talking about cryptocurrency and investing in it. Mm-hmm. It was hard. I've been here. I've been through it. I promise. I've seen it. I understand. But I have also been here long enough to know one thing for certain, and that is the people that endure through these boring spells where Bitcoin seems to be doing nothing, and we endure through the FUD, like, for example, George Soros entering Bitcoin. A lot of people are like, oh, no, I'm going to leave Bitcoin now because George Soros entered. I'm not saying that. I'm just quoting people. Those are other people's words, not mine. I just encourage you, don't leave Bitcoin. Don't get fearful about Bitcoin just because it's not doing a whole lot. It is during these times that millionaires and billionaires in crypto are made. It's not during the good times. It's during the low times that it happens because you got to have a place to buy. And if you're looking for a place to buy Bitcoin, now is a phenomenal one. Can Bitcoin go lower? Could you get a better entry? Perhaps. I can't tell you that from my point of view in time right now. Right now it's trading at 33,000. I've told you guys many times on the channel, it could go as low as 20. It could do it. You know what happens if we go that low? Buy more. There's nothing wrong with buying Bitcoin right now. Hold it for the long run. I promise you, you will be glad that you did.
Yep. We have a couple super chats that are kind of in hands with this.
Announcement.
We're announcing that right now. Okay, hold on. Let me do the super chats, and we'll do the announcement here in just a second. All right, Matt C said, if we zoom out, it appears we are simply stuck in the Wyckoff accumulation channel. I think we break out in the upside in a few weeks. Yeah, that's what we've been discussing a little bit, Matt. I've been kind of looking at that. There, it's hard because I'm still learning the details and the lessons of what it has to do to fully accomplish what Wyckoff is saying, because that's one of the questions I'm asking is, did we already hit a spring? Some people are saying, oh, you don't need to hit a spring, and if you don't need to hit a spring, when are we going to hit it? When are we going to go ahead and go up or go down? So I'm of the persuasion that we are in the Wyckoff accumulation phase, but I don't think it's clear what phase of it we are in, and that's what's hard to detail at this moment.
Yeah.
The next super chat we have from Simon Hansen said, what do you guys think about this year could be a super cycle?
So there's a theory in crypto that after, I forget how long it is, after about 400 days from the halving is when you normally expect the bull market to end based on the last two halvings. And yes, it's true. That's how it worked in prior bull markets. But you got to realize this bull market is not like anything we've ever seen before in crypto. The last bull market was constituted by a bunch of retail getting in. This bull market is constituted by a bunch of institutions getting in. The difference between the institutions and the retail is immense. It is massive. Bitcoin and crypto is a lot bigger now than it used to be by orders of magnitude. When I got into crypto, Bitcoin was worth $50 billion. Even now, on a major correction, it's worth 630. There are many cryptocurrencies. There's actually three right now. Excuse me. There's five right now worth more than $40 billion, which is roughly where Bitcoin was when I got in. There's so much money in crypto right now. So I don't know that we're going to just continue to follow the super cycle blindly and that we're going to see a major correction just because we're this far beyond the halving. It's possible. I just don't think it's likely.
Well, the announcement that we need to have, because this is very important, and I have a text from our marketing director who will be very angry with me if I don't read this, but it's something you guys should be very excited about because we are about to have an entering for a chance to win a kickback with Jebb. And the deal with I think we're gonna have 5 one-on-one conversations with Jebb. You can enter to win a one-on-one conversation with Jebb. The way you're going to enter is there is a link, correct, Smay, link in the description. Yeah, he's trying to yell to you guys. There's a link in the description that you can enter to win one of those spots, and we will announce the winners on July 5th. So make sure, go right now, enter that link because you don't want to miss it. It's going to be great. A lot of you guys have been asking if you could spend time with Jebb, and we're like, you know what? Let's do it. It's going to be for free if you win. So
I'm really looking forward to it. I want to talk to some of y'all. One of my favorite things about my job is when I get to sit down and talk to people that watch the channel. Yeah. Like, oh gosh, I'm terrible with names. The guy what was the guy's name that came in? Lionel, I think was his name.
Yeah, yep.
Lionel Corbin, our real estate agent, brought him in a couple of weeks ago, and I met him, sat down, talked to him for about an hour. Great guy. We've had I just love meeting you guys. It's one of my favorite things to do. I don't know. I could gush all day, but I'm not going to. We have a couple super chats.
Yeah, okay, so we got one from Alessandro the Cynical. He said, I'm disappointed that the market doesn't follow Jebb's hair, or perhaps Jebb hair should follow the market. Don't really know what that means.
I don't either.
Because you got to cut. I don't know if we want the market.
We don't want
to
Bitcoin to get cut. No.
Yeah.
Maybe we want Bitcoin to shape up.
I like though, I think ultimately what he's saying is, Jebb, you got a good looking haircut.
Oh, well, thank you. Shout out to Corey.
Bullish haircut. Maybe
yes, my haircut is bullish.
Shy says, I also heard any pattern being played out on the bigger time frame. 3 peaks and a domed house. Super interesting by Kevin Svensson. So that's something I'm going to have to look at.
I have not ever heard of a domed house pattern. So we will look into that.
Yeah.
What you just described sounds like a head and shoulders pattern, but I'm not really sure. So we will look into that. But we're going to go ahead and jump on. What do you have, Smay?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Well, are we good to go onto my chart?
Yeah, I was typing something in, and then a bunch of the hotkeys started going off.
Nice.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So people are gonna get a nice little
We're going to get more smang.
fun. Yeah, come
More
on.
smangatan. Anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump onto some Solana technical analysis. I know you guys love Solana. It's one of the projects that we follow around these parts, and it has been doing some very interesting things lately. Solana has a very important level that it needs to be paying attention to, and you need to be paying attention to, and that we are paying attention to. See how that works? It's currently at $34, and that is constituted by multiple different highs and lows. We have some lows over here, or actually some sideways trading around this level of $34 back in April of 2021. We also have some highs here on the 27th of May, and some lows here on the 4th, 8th, and 12th of June, respectively. And we have double topped right up into this $34 to $35 zone over the last couple of days here on the 4-hourly chart. Notice on the 4-hourly chart, we're still above the 20 exponential moving average. That is unlike Bitcoin, and it's not like Cardano, I think, is broken below it, but it's trying to get back up above it. Solana, instead, is managing to fully hold on to the 20 exponential moving average on the 4-hourly chart. It's a good sign. Down here on the hourly chart, we can see that Solana has 2 highs and 3 lows that basically says, hey, I'm trading sideways. In this case, we want to look at the trend that moved into this. The trend that moved into this sideways trading was to the upside. So, generally speaking, we would expect us to break to the upside out of it in case of a breakout. We would expect the breakout to go in the same direction that we moved into the trend from. However, there is another pattern I want to show you, and it's this one. We have an uptrending level of resistance there and an uptrending level of support there. This could either be looked at as a upwards trading channel or as a rising wedge. I think it's close enough to a trading channel that I'm going to call it a trading channel and not a rising wedge, but it's something that you want to pay attention to. Look at this level of resistance here with peaks on the 29th of June and the 24th of June, and this support level, the support trend line, to be more exact, with support touches on the 26th of June, the 30th, and the 1st of July. That is important. And another thing I want to point out is that right now it looks like we're about to have a bullish MACD cross on our, we are positioned where we could have a bullish MACD cross on Solana, but we need to see a little bit more bullish momentum rally us above the 20 EMA. Notice how we're moving above and below and above and below and above and below the 20 exponential moving average on the hourly chart. That occurs because we are moving sideways. The 20 EMA is a powerful indicator because it tells you which direction the market is moving. If you're consistently above it, you're in an uptrend. If you're consistently below it, you're in a downtrend. If you're consistently changing which side of it you are on, you are in a confirmed sideways trend. A lot of people think, oh, well, Bitcoin's either going up or down, and yes, it is, but there is also wisdom in the fact that Bitcoin can very well be trading sideways, and that is a trend that you don't want to ignore. Solana, yes.
Yeah, you said Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, I meant Solana. Perfect. Out here on the daily chart, we have a couple of other good news stories for you. We have a bullish MACD cross on Solana, Tim, and we also have the fact that the RSI is rallying, but it's currently sitting around 48. We're in that sideways period. Right now, Solana has not decided which direction it wants to go, and that's the point I'm making here. Solana has the opportunity to go either which way it wants, but it hasn't chosen yet. We can also see here that Solana broke above the 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart. It's currently below it, but just by a hair, and if we stay above it, that could be a strong indication that we'll bounce and rally to the upside. So here's my take on Solana, and here are the trades that I think you should be looking for on Solana. You should be looking to see if Solana is going to hold above the 20 daily exponential moving average, and you should look to see if Solana can get back up above and hold above $34 to $35, and if so, a long trade with a very conservative stop loss, maybe no lower than $32, because that would be pretty far below the 20 DEMA. Hold that for like a week. That is a trade that I am looking at right now. I can even draw that here on my chart. A long position with an entry right here around $35. A stop loss right here, I'm going to call it $32.50. And as far as price targets are concerned, I'm going to put it right below this level of resistance here at $43. This is a 2.5x risk to reward ratio trade. And like I said, this is the kind of trade that you probably wouldn't want to necessarily use leverage on, but it is the kind of trade that you could look to be in for about a week or so. I would definitely encourage you, if you enter this trade, to use a trailing stop loss, because the markets right now are very unsure of what they are doing. The reason I encourage you to use a trailing stop loss on a trade like this is because a trailing stop loss is going to protect you in case you make some gains and then start losing them, as we don't have very clearly defined trend directions for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and Solana. That is what I would do if I were trading Solana. So let's go ahead and read some chat, and then we're going to wrap it out.
Yeah, I think, let's see, do we have, no, we don't have any new super chats, but,
nope.
Someone just asked me, let's see, Joshua Haynes just asked, and I think I answered this question right, Joshua. If I'm wrong in what you were asking, please correct me. But he said, why is Solana a price all right at all-time high $58 when it came out in May of 2020, and Cardano came out in 2015 and hasn't even hit $2, which it did hit $2. It hit 230 something, correct? Yeah, Cardano.
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah, Cardano.
Yeah, it hit
went
230.
well over.
That's right.
But is it okay? So if your question is, Joshua, like, why is the price of Solana higher than the price of Cardano? That would just, like I said in chat, that just has to do with the supply. Like, so yeah, there's more coins of ADA in circulation. What's more important is which one has a higher market cap. Yep. So when you multiply the price times the circulating coins, that's what gives us the market cap. That's why Cardano's a little bit lower. That's why Cardano will probably never be a coin that gets like to $1,000, $1,500, dollars.
Yeah,
it's because it wasn't made to.
There's 272 million Solana in circulation, and let's see, 32 billion Cardano in circulation.
Yeah,
so there's a big difference there.
Yeah.
If you have, I put it this way, if you have a chair and it's priced at $5 and you have 10 chairs and you have $50 worth of chairs, right?
Yeah.
$50 is your market capitalization of those chairs. 10 chairs is your circulating supply of chairs, and $5 is the price of those chairs. That's an analogy that might help you understand that dynamic. You don't really care so much about how much each chair is worth. If you're just trying to sell a bunch of chairs, what you care about is how much product do you have in total. You want to look at that total amount, that market capitalization. Right now, Cardano has a $42.5 billion market cap. Solana has a $9.2 billion market cap. They're both good projects, but there is a little bit of difference in their tokenomics, if you will.
Yeah.
Like the stream, if you remember when they were footstools and not chairs.
Yes. Like the stream, if you remember when the analogy was footstools and not chairs. That was a couple of months ago. Guys, if you've been enjoying today's stream, I have one more thing for you, and I want to show you, based on a question that someone asked in chat, what Lux Algo is saying about Solana. If we jump onto my screen here, we can see that Lux Algo is still telling us that we're in a buy. We saw a buy signal flash on the 27th of June, and we've been rising and trending to the upside ever since, but notice this color change. This color change, right around the time we started trading sideways, is indicating that the uptrend is in danger. It's indicating that this trend could be reversing. So it's not giving us a buy signal necessarily down here on the 1 hour. It is, but it's not very strong. You got to remember to read these signals the way that they are intended to be read. They're not intended just to be followed blindly. They're intended to be read through an analyst's point of view. It is a buy signal right now on Solana, but it's also a buy signal that you want to be careful with. We do have a buy signal down here on the 4-hourly chart as well, and I think that it is a good time to buy Solana, as I was saying earlier. But again, be careful with it because the markets are a little bit indecisive right now. If you want to sign up for Lux Algo, by the way, it is a phenomenal indicator pack that I use every single day in my trading. I didn't get to show you too much of it today, but I do talk about it quite a bit here on the channel because it's a really, really useful tool. We've had a bunch of people from this channel sign up for it. Drop a 1 in chat if you signed up for Lux Algo and it's been helping you with your trading. If you don't know what it is, it's an indicator pack that has been reviewed by TradingView themselves, and TradingView themselves sent engineers in and programmers in to read their open source code and said that it was best in class, and TradingView themselves highly recommends Lux Algo and has even given them awards for how good their software is. Check the link in the description out below. You can sign up with coupon code Jebb, J-E-B-B, for 20% off at checkout.
And we have a video coming out, next week, right?
Yes, next Friday.
Next Friday, we have a video coming out in CT2A about Lux Algo, how to use it, how to use it alongside technical analysis to maximize your trading profit. So if you already have CT2A, look forward to that. Next Friday, you'll be getting that edition. If you do not have CT2A,
check it out.
You should go get it. That's get link in the description down below. We have a super chat before we kind of wrap out the stream from Kryptonian, which I don't know. I'm so sorry, Kryptonian. I don't think that he's going to be able to answer this, but I will ask it anyway just in case. He said, who would you recommend for crypto IRA? Need to know who can do a 401k rollover into IRA for crypto trading. Thanks.
Yeah, Tim had it right on the nose. That's not something that I really do, so I can't give you a good answer on that.
Yeah.
That's something that if you find a financial advisor in your local community, then they will be able to help you with that, though.
Yes. Yep.
Yep. Cool.
All right, so make sure, as we wrap out this stream, if you guys want to, well, first of all, what you can do to support the channel is you can hit that like button, because still we have around 1,700, 1,800 viewers and only 700 likes. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. If you want to support the channel and you are looking for a platform to trade on, you can go sign up with Bybit, a great trading platform. Jebb uses it. Our staff uses it. It is very easy, and especially with difficulties that other platforms are having recently, Bybit has been pretty stinking reliable.
Yeah.
So if you want a platform that that is a great one. Also, you can go follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We are growing quickly over there, but we would love to have you guys over there because I think we're able to do shorter things and more frequent things over there. So go check us out. Follow us on that. Also, I think we talked about Lux Algo and we talked about CD2A. So, was there anything? Oh, yes. Reminder, just in case you guys just checked in or you have forgotten, go enter to win an hour-long conversation, a kickback with Jebb that we will be announcing winners for on the 5th. There's a link in the description box. Make sure you sign up. I think that is all I have, Jebb. We got to do price prediction update.
Yes, we got to go with price prediction.
Sign up for the newsletter.
Yes, and sign up for the newsletter. The link's in the description box down below for that while we're plugging everything. Shameless self-promotion.
Yep. All right, so quick update on the predictions. It is looking like Jebb is going to pull a W, but again, we have till tomorrow at 9:30. Anything is still possible. However, his prediction of 36,400 on Bitcoin, I think he is technically still in the lead because Smay said 31,000. So that's a tight little race between the two of them. We will see what happens there.
What'd you say?
I said 38,500, so I need a massive rally to win that one, but we will see. As far as Ethereum, again, I think Jebb is looking good for Ethereum with his 1999 prediction, but Ethereum held up, while Bitcoin dropped, Ethereum kind of held tight a little bit. So hopefully we see a little rally there and I can win my prediction at 2,450. Unless we see a massive drop, Smay, I don't know if we're going to get to your 1975. So I don't know if you're going to get that one. But again, I think Jebb's sitting pretty nice on that one. And the last one, again, kind of a close race on Cardano. Not for me. I said 150. We didn't get the rally I was expecting. But it is pretty much sandwiched right between Jebb's $1.38 and Smay's $1.25. So you definitely want to come check out the show tomorrow to see who will get to hold this.
The HODL trophy.
I don't think it's going to stay on my desk. I don't think that we got the rally I was hoping for. But
that is such a cool trophy.
I am Team Smay. Hashtag burn the truck, so I'm hoping it's sitting over there, but we will find out
Hashtag cut the beard, chop the tree, so says Joshua Haynes.
Yeah, well.
Guys, that's all we got for you today. Like he said earlier, make sure to follow us on social media at CryptoJebb on Instagram and Twitter and at CryptoJebbOfficial on TikTok. I'm about to film another TikTok as soon as the stream's over, so make sure you go check us out over there. Guys, we very much enjoyed having you today. If you have any questions for us, as always, feel free to reach out to us, support at CryptoJebb.com, and also make sure to sign up for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy with the link in the description box down below. But anyway, guys, before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.